You are born blind, into the deep cold of a den dug beneath fallen pine, in a forest so vast it has no edge you will ever see. You weigh less than a bag of sugar. Your eyes are sealed shut. The first thing you know is not light, but warmth, the heavy heat of your mother's body curled around you and your siblings, the only thing standing between you and the killing frost outside. Welcome to Inside the Animal, where you don't just learn about a creature, you live its entire life, from the first breath to the last. Today you are born a Siberian taiga, the largest cat that has ever walked the earth, in the frozen forests of the Russian Far East. This is the story of your whole life. You are one of 3 cubs, maybe 4. In the dark you cannot count, you can only feel them, blind and squirming against you, fighting for the same warmth, the same milk. Your mother licks you clean. Her tongue is rough enough to hurt, but it is the first touch of the world, and you lean into it. For the first week, you cannot see at all. Your eyes open slowly, sometime around your 10th day, and the world arrives blurred and dim. You still cannot walk, you can barely crawl. You are entirely, completely helpless. If your mother leaves and does not return, you will die. It is that simple, and she must leave. A tigress nursing cubs needs enormous amounts of food, and the forest does not deliver it to the den. So she goes hunting, sometimes for days, leaving you alone in the dark. These are the most dangerous hours of your life. A wandering brown bear, a wolf, a male tiger who is not your father, any of them could find the den. Most tiger cubs that die in their first year die like this, while their mother is away. Why are there so few of you to begin with? Because this forest is one of the hardest places on Earth for a great cat to live. Biologists studying tigers here, through the Siberian Tiger Project, run by the Wildlife Conservation Society, have followed wild tigers for decades. Their radio collar data shows just how thinly tigers are spread across this land and how far a single tiger must roam to survive. You were born into scarcity. You will live in it your whole life. But for now, you survive. Your mother returns, heavy with the smell of blood and snow, and she feeds you. You grow. By 2 months you have teeth. By 3 you taste meat for the first time, torn into pieces small enough to swallow. Your milk teeth ache. Your legs grow stronger, and one day, blinking, you stumble out of the den into a light so bright it stops you cold. This is your home, the Russian taiga. Endless dark conifer forest, birch and Korean pine, ridgelines vanishing into mist, snow on the ground for half the year. In summer the forest is green and humming with insects. In winter the temperature falls far below freezing, colder than almost anywhere a cat is meant to live. Your body is built for it. Your fur grows thick and pale, paler than a tiger of the south, and a heavy ruff of fur guards your throat from the wind. Your stripes are fewer, your coat almost golden. You are made of this cold. Now the real lessons begin. Your mother does not hand you survival. She shows it to you over and over, and you must learn by watching. You learn to move without sound across frozen ground. You learn to read the forest, the trails where deer pass, the scrapes and scent marks that say another tiger has been here. You play with your siblings, and the play is not idle. Every pounce, every wrestle, every ambush from behind a log is practice for the only thing that will keep you alive. The hunt. Your first attempts are clumsy. You rush too soon. You misjudge the distance. The deer bolts, and you are left standing in the snow, hungry and confused. This is normal. Even adult tigers fail far more often than they succeed. Studies of wild tigers suggest that for every hunt that ends in a kill, many more end in nothing. You will go hungry many times before you learn. Hunger is your teacher. By your second winter, you are nearly grown, and the hardest moment of your young life arrives. Your mother is ready to breed again. And so she does the thing every tiger mother must do. She leaves you. There is no goodbye, no ceremony. One day she simply does not come back, and you understand that you are alone now. You are a tiger. You are always going to be alone. This is the most dangerous chapter of all. A young tiger with no territory of its own is a tiger with nowhere safe to be. You must find your own land, a piece of forest big enough to feed you, and you must find it without trespassing too far into the territory of an adult who will kill you for it. The data from the Siberian Taiga project is stark here. The years just after leaving the mother are when young tigers are most likely to die from starvation, from injury, from other tigers, and increasingly from people. Because this forest is not empty, there are roads now. There are villages and guns and snares set in the snow for any animal that walks into them. The single greatest threat to your life is not the cold, not the bear, not the rival tiger. It is the poacher. Tiger bones and skin are worth a fortune in the illegal wildlife trade, and that price has nearly erased your kind. By the 1940s, hunting had driven the Siberian tiger down to perhaps 40 animals left in the entire world. 40. Your whole species stood at the edge of nothing. That you exist at all is because some people fought for you. Russia made the Amur tiger a protected animal in 1947, one of the first nations anywhere to give a tiger that protection. Conservationists, including the researchers of the Siberian Tiger Project and organizations like WWF, spent decades tracking, protecting, and counting your kind. Slowly, against the odds, the number climbed back. Today there are something like 500 Siberian tigers in the wild. It is not many, but it is not 40. You survive your first solitary winter, and then you come into your power. You are an adult now, and there is nothing in this forest that can challenge you. A large male Siberian tiger can weigh over 300 kilograms and stretch more than 3 meters from nose to tail. You are the apex, the top. Nothing hunts you but humans. You bring down prey many times the weight of the deer you chased as a cub, wild boar, red deer, elk, killing with a single crushing bite to the throat or the back of the neck. You eat enormous meals and then go days without, because in this forest you cannot count on the next kill. You claim your territory, and it is vast, larger than that of almost any other cat, because this cold land holds so little prey that you must patrol hundreds of square kilometers to feed yourself. You mark its edges with scent and scratches and the deep groaning roar that carries for miles through the trees. This forest is yours. You have earned it through every failed hunt, every hungry night, every danger you walked past without knowing. And then one season, you catch a scent on the wind that changes everything. A female, you follow her for days. Courtship among tigers is brief and intense. A few days together, and then you part. You go back to your solitude. You will likely never see her again, and you will play no part in raising what comes next, but she carries your life forward. After about 3.5 months, in a den much like the one you were born in, she gives birth to cubs that are blind and helpless and weigh less than a bag of sugar, just as you once did. Most of them will not survive their first year. 1 or 2 might, and in them your life continues, whether you ever know it or not. The years pass. You hold your territory through fight and patience, but time is the one rival you cannot defeat. A wild Siberian tiger that survives the gauntlet of cubhood and the deadly years of youth might live 10 to 15 years. Your muscles slow. Old injuries ache in the cold. Your great canine teeth wear down and break, and a tiger that cannot kill cleanly cannot eat. The hunts that once ended in a single bite now end in escape. You grow thin. In the end, most wild tigers do not die of old age in any gentle sense. They die when they can no longer hunt, when a younger, stronger tiger drives them from their land, or when a human ends it. For you, perhaps it is the simplest thing of all. One deep winter, weakened and hungry, you lie down in the snow of the forest that was always yours, and the cold that you were born to outlast finally takes you back. Your body returns to the tiger. It feeds the foxes, the birds, the soil, the pine. The forest that made you absorbs you again. You were born blind, into the deep cold of a den beneath the pines, weighing less than a bag of sugar, knowing nothing but your mother's warmth. You died alone in that same cold, the largest cat the world has ever known, having walked hundreds of kilometers of forest that answered to no one but you. Between those 2 breaths, you were never safe and never truly tame and never anything less than magnificent. That is the life of a tiger, brief, solitary, burning. Thank you for living this life with me. If this tiger's story moved you, subscribe and stay close to Inside the Animal, and tell me in the comments whose life you want to live next, whose forest, whose ocean, whose single fragile heartbeat. Until then, be gentle with the wild things. They have fewer lives than they used to. Goodbye.